What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So welcome to the podcast. Again, Monday, Tuesday, our topics. Wednesday, discussion. Thursdays, Ask CISSP. Fridays, everything else. Movies, books, games, all that good stuff. But without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this article's from cybersecuritynews.com by Tushar Subradutta. And the title of this one is Hackers Leveraging URL Shorteners and QR Codes for Tax-Related Phishing Attacks. So it is that season, right? So they're getting smart about when they start utilizing these attacks and how they're going about doing it, right? So what they're doing is they're doing these phishing campaigns to where they're sending these PDFs that have URL shorteners, which are becoming very popular, right? Because in this day and age, I don't know if you guys ever look like when you try to send a URL, when you look in the line, and you're like, man, that's crazy long. So URL shorteners are a thing that is like very relevant in this day and age, because what it does, especially when you're texting, you'll send something that's way shorter. It's just pretty much a redirect is what it is. They call it URL shorteners. It's not an actual shortener. It's really a redirect to the longer URL. But it's becoming very popular, and especially the QR codes as well, right? Like everybody wants to utilize them. Like you go to restaurants, they got you looking up the menu through them and stuff like that, right? Where it'll bring up the website. So it's becoming a very popular thing. And so what they're doing is they're phishing, and they're sending out these PDFs that have a QR code on it to people saying, hey, you can go ahead and look into, your tax refund and stuff like this. But it's kind of weird, right? So like, this is why you should pay attention. So as you look at the example they have in the article here, there's some things that kind of stand out, right? So like when you look at it, the one that they sent, when they have a sent by section here, and it says store-HR, and it says tax return, not tax return, tax return hashtag, right? So I'm like, okay, that's a misspelling. That's not the best, right? And then there's other things for it. Like when you look at it, you're like, okay, well, this is misspelled. You have spaces where there shouldn't be spaces. Like even when it comes to when you look in the Adobe portion of this, right? Because it's PDF, right? There's spaces where there shouldn't be. Like there's a space between the W and the N and owners. You're like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure they would do better than that, right? So there are some things that'll tip you off before you even scan the QR code. But even with that, one of the best practices to have is that if you get a QR code sent to you unsolicited, it's a good bet you shouldn't be clicking on it, right? It's just a good practice to not do that, because it is like, this is not even like it's something that's new this year that they're using for tax purposes, right? Like these QR codes that are malicious is something that's been going on for a couple of years now, right? Because again, people are using them more and more often. And this is kind of the way it goes, right? As technology becomes advertised, I don't want to say more utilized is what I should say, not advertised, utilized. This is where the people that have malicious intent, this is where they jump on, right? Because everybody wants to be on that next new thing, right? They have FOMO in that, oh yeah, well, I want to use QR scanners and this, that, and the third. Like even small businesses, they're using them. You'll see that where you'll go out to places and you'll see like business cards for people that may be running a boutique or something like that, and they have the QR codes on them. You know what I mean? So the ability to be scammed is out there, but you just got to be careful, all right? Especially in this day and age when it comes to tax time, right? Some people, they don't care anyway, because they're like, I'm not doing this, and I know I'm not getting a refund. But you got to be careful out there, folks. They're paying attention to the time frames and when it's to strike and when the iron is hot to do so. So Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. So I think that the two things that will never change: don't click on links, don't scan QR codes. And I rarely say the QR code thing because I rarely do it myself. Like if you didn't prompt whatever this thing is to send you the QR code, then it's not your code. Don't trust it. Like it could just be a sticker on top of something. You don't know. I just don't trust. There you go. Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, don't trust it. It really is what it is. At this point, like this is one of the low-hanging, easier to use vectors to get at people. Will always be links, whether it be through SMS, email, whatever, and now QR codes. So the only QR codes I scan are for LinkedIn. And now, again, I'm prompting the person. I'm like, hey, you have a LinkedIn? And then here's my QR. I usually give them my QR code and then let them scan it, right? It's just not worth it. Like that 3 or 4 or 30 seconds you're saving is just not worth it, to be honest with you. I mean, and Shannon were joking between shooting episodes. Like, you can't get me because I got a tax bill nowadays. You're not giving me any type of refund. Those days are gone. I retired from the military, and Uncle Sam is getting at me. So you can't give me that one. I'm like, I would just chuckle. I'm like, refund must be nice. But I'm a little salty because it's time to pay, right? It's April is the time you pay your tax bill. And I do not want but I have to. But yeah, I think that's just the bottom line. They actually do give a tip. I'm always scared of these articles that give tips because I always feel it's a veiled uh, marketing campaign, right? Like it's like good information.
It's a sales tactic.
Yeah, it's like 80% good information. Like that 20% that's left over is usually like we're trying to sell something. Where was it at? It said says security experts recommend implementing phishing resistant authentication methods, enabling 0-hour auto purge and email security solutions. And I like this one, educating users about dangers of scanning QR codes from unsolicited emails. Again, I hate that it always falls on the information assurance department, the IT department, whomever's handling your cybersecurity situation has to shoulder the brunt of, all right, here's more training. I know that you're going to click through and you're not going to pay attention, but at the end of the day, your users are your weakest link.
They don't even pay attention when you put it right in the email to them, right? Like I'd be like, hey, this is what I need from you, right? And you still don't get it. You got to reach back out to them. Yeah, I also need this. That was in the previous email,
Right.
right?
Right.
I spelled it out very clearly for you what was needed.
Oh man, I that like you know how everybody has their pet peeves. My pet peeve is when you only answer part of my email. Oh, that makes me so upset. I be like, yo, like I asked for no more than two things, 1 and 2, and usually you only get half of one. I'm like, why did you not give me the whole thing? I'm trying to be efficient.
But that's the way it is, right? Like people are only going to do what they want to do, right? Like
Right.
even with all the training and everything. And yes, I'm not saying don't do training, right? But you have to understand they're only going to listen so much, right? They're going to want to do what they want to do. They want the conveniences, which when you're preaching security or when you're teaching security to them, like we realize it's inconvenient. Right. Like I realize what I'm telling you is not what you want to do. And it may take you a
Mhm.
little bit longer, but it's going to save you that headache and heartache you're going to have later.
Yeah, I hate when people like, I could be doing work right now. You weren't gonna be doing work. Don't lie to me.
Facebook is not work. I don't know if you know. I can see that, right? Like I can see
Right. Right. You're on YouTube, like no, all right. But in all seriousness, like so, I think phishing campaigns are getting better. I've seen a few, right, where I'm just like, I made in one of my previous employers, I agitated them because I kept being aggressive towards it. I was like, yeah, hey, something right with this email. I didn't know it was a campaign. They're like, please just report if it's phishing and leave us alone. That's when they finally clicked. I was like, oh, got it. But yeah, like I think the more clever the campaign, the more targeted, not only will dupe your own users, but also I think that it does send a message, right? I think when it's not boring, I think like Shannon, I'm sure when you teach in classes or giving instruction, whatever, you make it fun. So I think that really is the key for adult learners is to make it fun, make it practical, and then hopefully it sticks. But again, your user is always going to be your weakest link. So you definitely have to be mindful of that and continue to try to preach the good word.
You know, it's crazy you bring that up. Is because I was thinking about this last week. I was teaching a class last week, and I was like, man, I was like, I got to find a way to even liven it up even more. Like I could joke around a little bit and I can give examples, but it's like
Right.
there's only so much you can do, right? Like it's when you start telling them about insider threat, and you could possibly be an insider threat. It could be accidental, right? Like not calling it
Right.
malicious, but you can be an accidental insider threat just from not doing what you're supposed to do. Like you could just notice people being like, well, I'm not an insider. So I'm like, man, do I need to start bringing candy and like start quizzing people, like throwing it out
Right. I
there?
remember those days.
You
Yeah, I
know,
remember those days. Throwing out Smarties, keep
yeah,
people's attention.
something, right? Like, hey, just to make sure, like, hey, where do we sit? Where did I say the IT team sits, right? And the cyber guys, where do we sit? Oh, that's right answer. You know, throw some stuff out.
Right. Yeah, that was never me to begin with, right? Not a very lively person. But also my voice is very monotone. Oh man, I'll be putting people out. I'm like, hey, I need you to stand up. And I feel bad because I'm like, I'm part of the problem. But it's too bad. I can't change my voice. So it is what it is. But thank you for tuning in. Listen to our rambling throughout the week. So again, Monday, Tuesday, our topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursdays, Ask a CISSP. I swear to you, one is ready to go. And then Monday, our Fridays, everything else, movies, books, games, all that cool stuff. Hit up all the websites, go by our name, The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask a CISSP, or ramcyber.io. Hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me pretty much everywhere, but LinkedIn is where I'm most active. And then you can find the rest of my co-hosts, aside from Shannon, usually by their names on LinkedIn as well. Stay safe. Stay secure.